All right, so we are at the new location where we are going to be doing some tropic agroforestry system setup for a future food forest in the coming years. Let's flip this camera around and let's see what we're working with here. So we've got a portion of lawn here and goes all the way around. However, we are primarily just going to be working with, cut this corner off, everything that way. So we're gonna do every couple of paces in, a line, a line, a line, a line, and then we're gonna do one going down, not right up against the wall, but again, a couple paces out from the wall. And we're gonna plant a bunch of stuff in those lines. So we were gonna plan for the whole day here digging by hand, but they decided to rent a machine to do the digging, so a whole lot of saved labor there. And yeah, let's see how that starts turning out. Before we actually start, let's take a look at what we've got brought from the Garden of Bonita that we'll be working with. A couple cuttings of Cuban oregano, cuttings of chaya, Mexican sunflower, quick stick, Canna adulis. We've got some sweet potato cuttings. And we've got a bunch of seeds, sweet tamarind, soursop, pigeon pea, cranberry hibiscus, some lime seeds, jamaica or sorrel. We've got some hyacinth bean seeds, the nitrogen fixer, some okra seeds, and some baobab seeds actually. So we're gonna be putting these guys in the lines, and then we've also got a delivery of multiple fruit trees started in pots, pineapple, and a bunch of other stuff that we'll be planting in the ground to get things started and kickstart the whole process. So we're starting to already mark out where these lines are going to go on across. So yeah, let's get to work. We just had some rain yesterday, and what we're starting with is kind of this clay. I mean, yeah, there's like one worm, but then in these lower spots, the perk rate's really low. Just grass, nothing to perk the water down into the lower soil profiles. So let's see if we can improve that with some biology. All right, so what we're doing right now is we're using the machine to dig out the grass so that we're not having a whole bunch of rhizomes and roots growing up in our lines, in our rows. And then we're also using the machine to kind of crudely break up the subsoil. Since this was all back when construction was going on, this was all stripped bare and just stuff placed on top, some sod. So breaking up the subsoil, and then we're using a shovel to come in afterwards, loosen it up the final amount before we plant. So this is the first row to be done, and we'll see what it looks like afterwards. All right, so that's the finished product. We've got, well, not the finished product, I guess. That's the dirt, the grass removed, the dirt loosened up, and a line carved down the middle. Let's see what type of soil. Sure enough, to Puerto Rico, the soil types vary so much you have no idea what you have until you take off the grass. So, you know, over by that hill we've got just kind of a rocky volcanoclastic sandy mix. Here we've got a bunch of brown soil mixed with clay. Then it starts to darken up once we get into the wetter area. A little brown, then we jump right over and shabam, we got orange clay. That continues for a while. This side we've got like a dark mix of clay. Over here we've got a bunch of gray sandy mix into the soil. I bet it's probably where they did a bunch of old construction work and mixed a bunch of cement, because it's a whole lot of gravel, The whole lot of suspiciously gray sandy mix. So yeah, we've got the range. We've got more of a reddish clay over here. This is one of the wettest spots. All the water from this hillside drains down to here, so all the hydrophilic plants are gonna find their way in this direction. We've got that drier section up there. The gradual slope comes down this way, but it's all flat enough to not have to worry about contouring all that much. But yeah, time to determine where the trees are gonna go first, and then put in some seeds. Let's do it. This is the swampy portion. So we've got these, they call them Yaltea. We got papaya. We're putting in canna lilies, canna edulus. So, but it's a bear to work with. We just got clay. Grab a rhizome that's got some life to it. Kind of shove it into the clay. Cover it with some clay. And stomp it in with your foot. Onto the next little hole. We don't have much more, but then I'll probably stick some of the wetter areas of the other rows, but filling up this this is row 4. I should mention, people say they have them at their house, but we don't have any plantain or banana seedlings, or not seedlings, but plants to stick in the ground here with us today. So in case they never come back and plant more, I'll be back in like 6 months or so. These canna lilies are going to be a big biomass accumulator that we can then chop and drop, feed the system. Because boy, does this system need more carbon and organic matter. Yeah. Working until the passing rain shower comes. All right, I should take a break here in the rain. I have clean hands again, thanks to this puddle. But yeah, putting in trees, Yaltea, but all up and down this row. Gonna do the same there. It looks like I've got 15 potted plants in this row, 15 in row 1, a bunch in 10 in that row, and then 3 down there. So got a bunch of plants to put into this clay with a pickaxe. We got this citrus right next to a papaya because the citrus is going to grow way slower than the papaya will. So the papaya should offer some nice shade. Citrus is like a little bit of shade here in the tropics. But yeah, a lot of mixed diversity. We've even got, this is Gliricidia cypium. It's a nitrogen fixing, I believe. I believe it's nitrogen fixing. Support tree nonetheless, that we'll just be using for chop and drop. We do have Mexican sunflower in here for chop and drop. I like using that at the garden. Other support species, I'm not sure. I was telling the guy helping here, Manuel, I was telling him that this system is going to be built on the backs of citrus, because the guy who's growing a bunch of trees out of the back of his house that I ordered from had so many citrus. He gave me extra, more than I ordered. So we've gonna have a really high density of citrus. Bummer for chop and drop, just because I know it's thorny. Got a soursop here. We are putting in pineapples. Even got one of these colored pineapples. Really pretty. So I like that. It's good. It's good. But yeah, we just got a bunch of rain, so that actually helped press stuff down. I actually really glad that came through. So we'll see how stuff continues in. I did bring in 2 sprigs of Cuban oregano, because that takes off when you let it. So we'll decide in the future if we want more of it or not. We stuck in some purple sweet potato. We'll see how well it does. If nothing else, it's a ground cover crop. But most of this, even though it's looking like a lot of trees, a lot of cuttings, we're going to hyper densely plant pigeon peas in all these rows. Pigeon peas may be 3 inches apart, 4 inches apart. And when they come up and they become the canopy for the first year or two, a lot of them are going to become chop and drop, and they will be the backbone, early time frame of the system. So it'll be built on the backs of citrus as well as pigeon peas. But this is really nice looking at it, and there's no way we'll be able to see the pigeon peas. But let's see how, with all the rain, see, these poor seeds got rained on. Fortunately, I'm planning on using all of them. Oh no. These are just, I'm pre-soaking the seeds is what I'm doing. Those are dry. Oh, this poor African Nunum basil. That'll go in. That's okay. Lime seeds, soursop seeds. Yeah, soaking these cranberry hibiscus seeds. Where on earth went oh, here they are. The Jamaican sorrel seeds. Yeah, so, but I've still got a lot more pots to put in the ground, a lot more pickaxing. Yeah, so we continue. So fortunately, I'm around when we got a fair bit of rain. Good to know all this stuff ahead of time. Where the water goes, down it goes. Definitely learn what areas are drier and what areas are wetter. So hopefully this rain stops here shortly. Get back to planting. And I should have brought rice. Could have planted a rice paddy. That probably wouldn't have been a long-term successful plan, but yeah. So things are definitely getting established in. I told the local handyman guy, I was like, hey, if it continues to rain like this, you don't need to water these guys in for the first week. Yeah. So I had said I was going to get back to planting. Then another massive band of rain built over top of us. And I think I got like one more thing planted, maybe two. But hopefully we can plant a few more. At least now it's super easy to do a quote-unquote hole because the clay just moves to the side easily. I did make the mistake of swinging the pickaxe into a puddle and completely doused my shirt and pants in mud. So, but that's why we have laundry. So let's see how this turns out. So we managed to get the trees in. No more rain came, blue skies, but it was carving by hand in the water to be able to move the clay. It's quite nice actually. We put in all the seeds, pigeon peas every 4 inches for 1, 2, 3 rows. That one's too wet. And then that top one has hyacinth beans running all the way down it. But yeah, loading up now, about to head on out. But quite the diversity, citruses, soursops, and more. Yeah, I'll count up the total variety and throw a number right up here as to how many different varieties of food, edible plants there are here. Otherwise, next time I see this, it's going to be 6 months from now. I'll catch you guys all in the next video then.